This week, we continue to explore Central West New South Wales, chasing red dirt and adventures. But our plans change and we deal with some absolute grubs.
It's a whole heap of rubbish.
Today we're on our way to a little town called Burcher. So our trip around Central West New South Wales / the Riverina continues. So looking forward to seeing what that's like.
So this morning when we woke up, we thought we were heading to Burcher via a little town to go and get some petrol. Well, we've ended up in a donation camp and it's right next door to a mineral pool. And we've just packed up because it was nice enough to stay. Rather than just pop in and have a look around, we've decided to stay here. So Burcher might be on our list for maybe another time as we head further northwest.
The small town of Barmedman has a population of 404 people. It grew as a result of gold mining operations. However, the district is better known for its agricultural base and the therapeutic mineral pool. There are 2 historic pubs in town, but like so many others we visited, they seem to have closed down. Our visit here was purely by chance as we were chasing the cheapest fuel on Petrol Spy.
As much as we loved looking around town, Rob wanted to get in the pool.
Very slippery.
Look, Mum, no hands! You can't get back!
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rob.
At the Barmedman Mineral Pool, the water's quite fresh, but it's actually quite nice. The funniest thing about it is that, and he's probably filmed it, so when you get in the floor, the bottom's so slippery that you can't help because it naturally slopes for the centre. You just slide in. There's Annie over there somewhere. 2, 3. So it's a mineral pool, so it's got lots of good chemicals in it, apparently. Make you feel good. But I just got a little bit in my mouth and it tastes like salt water.
We chatted to so many people at this donation camp, including Mac the bird and his owners. It was so lovely, but we lost track of time and ended up cooking steak and veg in the dark.
So just finishing packing up inside the van, and I wanted to show you what happens when you head west. The prickles get bigger. So I'm going to show you what our muck mat doesn't help with. So check this out. These are my Crocs and I've got prickles in them, and they're some big prickles, and this is the pile of prickles. It looks quite small, but if you have a look at my finger, they're no bindies. We do have these mats just from Bunnings and they seem to collect them. So just be warned, learn from us.
Hello.
And here's a 360 of this cool donation camp, the one that surprised us. So unreal.
The sky was perfectly clear, more stars than we've ever seen. This place heard all of our fears and promises we never keep. And we were still growing up, but we were so in love in these water.
Rob was just saying, we're on the Newell Highway here and we're getting some good fuel economy, tucking in behind some trucks.
Yep.
Had a nice chat to them as they went past us, so it was lovely.
Yeah, good road.
And on that note, I'd like some fuel stats.
Oh, some stats. Fuel economy's 21.7 litres per 100k, which is pretty good, given we had that headwind for a couple of days. The average speed 61 kilometres an hour, and I've had the vehicle running for 6.5 hours on this trip. I was saying to Annie this morning that I think the fuel economy's impacted by the when you've actually got the car running and not moving, because you're using fuel but not going anywhere, so therefore your fuel economy goes up a little bit in those instances. So I've been pretty happy with the fuel economy on this trip.
So just behind me, sorry, better watch where I'm going. Just behind me is the bakery on the corner of the Newell Highway and in Forbes. And we thought we'd just grab something from the bakery for lunch and then maybe eat it in this amazing park. So what did you buy?
I got a plain pie, so the mince pie. I was thinking about the chunky steak and onion, but I figured that I've mostly been doing mince pie comparisons, so let's see how we go with this one, shall we? Looks okay, good size. Has been there a little while because it's 2 o'clock, so there we go. It's nice and hot still. Good road cider. Pastry's a bit doughy, but the mince is tasty. It's good. So yeah, we've stopped in here at Forbes just for a quick bite to eat on our way to our next stop. We've just gone past the centre of town. For those who haven't visited here, it is as neat as a pin. It is beautiful in there, isn't it?
Manicured, beautiful garden.
Yeah, correct. It's called Victoria Square, and if you do come through this part of town, stop and check it out. It's great.
Yeah.
If we were staying longer, we would have definitely had a beer at that pub back up there.
But we've got to press on, and that's reality, so let's go. We arrived at this campsite and we may have bunny hopped from site to site to site. Why? Because we were trying to get level. And if you understand the stress of doing that and trying to chock up and things, the last thing I thought about was grabbing a camera to show you, and I'm really sorry. But we're here. So once again, it looks like we're on our own. Tarara Campground. And we're all set up.
We got to eat them. Bangers and mash with gravy.
Good morning. it's my turn to make Rob a coffee. And we're here in this national park, and it's amazing. There's nobody else here. So it was so still last night.
So Annie is really the chief campsite chooser, to be honest, when we go to places, and that's okay, I'm comfortable with that. But one of the things she does look for is to make sure that we can get solar, because she is power paranoid at times.
That's the way to put it.
Anyway, the campsite last night wasn't getting a whole lot of sun, so we know there's not going to be that much here in the afternoon, but it's lovely and bright in the morning, as you can see. And right now, this is telling me it's only going to be 4 hours until it's full, which is good. We're generating 14 amps, and that's pretty good with the sun being as low as it is. It's only early in the morning. We're only using 2.1 amps, so therefore 11.5 amps is going into the battery. So that will be at 100% before we come back this afternoon.
And so what do we actually, just let people know what we're actually using?
Oh, so at the moment, I think pretty much all we've really got running is the fridge in the van, to be honest. So at this time of the morning, that's all we really have running. We're a bit lazy before. We watched a bit of telly, so that was running, but that doesn't draw that much. Starlink runs from the car, so I don't need to run that from the van. But I've also got portable batteries for the Starlink that I can run that from if I need to. I think we're charging a few cameras and bits and pieces at the moment. But 2 amps is a pretty low draw, which is why 200 amp hours for our van is a perfect balance given the way that we camp.
When we are travelling, we always make sure to take at least one day to slow down and have a cooked breakfast prior to the day's adventures. Today started with bacon and eggs, a campground sticky beak, and a really fun four-wheel drive track.
So I've just done a loop of the campground, and it just has all these different sites. And so I thought I'd show you some of them. The ones near me here, they all have picnic tables and fire pits, and you're sort of in a valley. So you've got this steep hill all surrounding the campsite. So it means that the sun comes up a little bit later and obviously will disappear a little bit earlier in the day. Oh, and here's the toilets.
Rob and I love to go on hikes, but today we decided to have a bit of fun and go for a drive along the fire trail via the Dripping Rock bypass to Dripping Rock. Tomorrow we are going to fully explore the four-wheel drive track all the way to the lookout.
A lot of goats.
Oh, there's more, look.
Yeah, there's so many goats. In front of us, of course. Back at our campsite, and check this out. On the road, on these campsites just a little bit further up from us, it's a whole heap of rubbish. So it's like somebody's come through and either dropped something off or something's blown away, or who knows. Anyway, hopefully it'll be quick to pick up.
Join us next week as we share the bumps, corrugations and fun we have on the four-wheel drive track to the Nangar summit, and move on to more New South Wales rural towns in the Central West.
Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.
And drop a comment below. See you in the next one.
Subscribe.